Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name is Jeanette and this is going to be your new moon reading in the archetype of Libra, October the 8th, 2018. Now this isn't just for Librans, it's for everybody, because in your chart you'll have your Libra in your map, you know, your astrology map chart, and it would then tell you, give you more information about where it's going to affect you. So which house is it in? And then you can see where it's going to affect you, even though we're talking about love. But it all happens, it all matches, it all has an effect on your love life anyway. So no matter what. I was laughing because I just sat here ready to press the, you know, to start the reading, and I just couldn't figure out how I started the recording. My mind went completely blank, and I'm looking at this camera and thinking, how the hell do I do it? And I just think, oh my goodness. But there you go. I'll tell you that full moon in Aries just knocked me on my ass. It really did. I was down on my knees, I think, surrendering to the universe, and it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice at all, that Aries full moon. It just was really intense for me. I don't know why. And I was literally on my knees thinking, when's this going to be over? But crying, and I've heard others saying the same, clients, etc. You know, so that it was a powerful impact. It was so huge outside my window. It was called the harvest moon because it's so big, and you know, it looks closer to the earth because it is beautiful red and everything. But yeah, and it's the harvest moon, so you know, harvest should be coming your way in some shape or form. But this new moon, which new moons, new beginnings, you know, the start of something, great time when you know, if you want to, I think this one is great time for, you know, starting an exercise program or detoxing or something like that. I think Pluto's got a say in it, and so things might be intense where your relationships are concerned. It might be make or break for some, if it's got to that point, because this is the Justice card. It's, you know, she rules Libra. Libra's all about harmony and balance, hence why she has the scales in her picture. You know, it's all about harmony, balance, fairness, getting along, diplomatic, you know, but it is about truth as well, and sort of being objective. If your scales aren't balanced, because it will work one way or the other, so if your scales aren't balanced, that, you know, it's down here and up there or whatever, being objective will rebalance the scales for you, is what the message is for this new moon, really, is that being objective, looking at the facts, so, you know, being logical. I mean, she's got a sword which represents, you know, the earth in the pack, and so it's very thinking orientated and factual, you know, the facts. You can't bring emotions into it. And where relationships are concerned, it can, what's true for one person, you know, isn't for another. And it really is about trying to get on the same page and being objective. If you're not in a balanced place with your relationships or within yourself, you know, if you're single and preparing for a relationship, then you've got to be balancing those scales within yourself, and being objective about your circumstances or your situation in love, so that, you know, your scales are balanced within, and then you attract a more balanced person and relationship towards you. Because if you're not, then you're going to get how you're feeling inside, really. But she is all about the truth. Well, she, he, whatever, is all about the truth. But being objective, not bringing the emotions into the picture. And that's why it can show up for people in a reading if divorce is on the cards. Because it comes under legalities and court systems, and you know, so it shows up as fairness in for a divorce, depending on what the other cards are around it, really. So yeah, so that's what you're going to be looking at around this new moon to do with your love lives. Fairness. What's fair to you might not be fair to somebody else, because it's all about perception. You know, I was speaking to somebody this morning at my slimming club, and she's part of the AA group, and and she was telling me about the 12 steps program or whatever it's called, and she was talking a bit about her past, and you know, and I said, well, it's all about perception and what you see as a child and how you perceive things as a child. You know, you've got to take it up to your adult. You've got to bring your adult in and see things differently, to balance things out, really, because it's so easy to do. When I think back about my divorce and you know, oh, if I'd have done that differently, but you know, you can't go backwards, you can only move forwards, and it's about learning, isn't it? Yeah, right, so that's what we're faced with for this new moon. And thank you to the new subscribers that have joined us, and you know, thank you to those that do have your regular readings and everything. You know who you are, and I love you lots. But yeah, let's see what the tarot cards are going to be saying. I can't remember. I think it was around the father figure, and oh my goodness, that's certainly what it was for me. And around, because we've got this Venus retrograde, and I think, yeah, she does. Venus rules Libra as well, and Taurus. So there's an element of that will be in this reading as well. But I know definitely from that full moon, I was really detoxing and clearing out. Mine's around money and financial stability, and not having a father, well, having a father who I thought was a father, but ended up not being my father, but he left at 3.5, and then having a stepfather who's an alcoholic, and then, well, we won't go on from there, but anyway, it was all around the father issue and providing, and not, you know, I've struggled. I'm a number 8, so it's all about money and dealing with money, but you know, never seemed to made a breakthrough that's changed it all. But I do feel I'm on the cusp of that. So mine, this full moon, was all about clearing that, and it was so intense. But when something's so intense, you can guarantee you are heading for a breakthrough. You really are. You're heading through to a breakthrough, and you know, and I really can sense that. For me, my phone's ringing. It's not important. Heading for a breakthrough, and mine is about survival issues, money issues, and mine, but actually mine has been, I've been having a better relationship with you know, the universe, the father above, or whatever you want to call it. and that's my provider. It's like letting go of the childhood stuff and the father figure, etc. It's all about the relationship that you have to the divine, or whatever you call it, because that's where your abundance comes. And yeah, it might come through other people. But I normally, before I'd get into anxiety, you know, bills needing to be paid, etc., get into anxiety, and oh my God, and I'd try and control. I'd be out there knocking on the doors and control. But now I don't. I don't react to the situation, and every single time for the last 3 months or so, something's always shown up. And you know, at the very last minute, even down to the last minute. And so I'm changing. You can change your programming, and you can change it so you don't feel those anxieties and feelings, and whether that's to do with money or to do with love, whatever it is, you can change it, and know that by being objective can rebalance the scales for you. But let's have a look, see what the tarot cards want to say. And Venus retrograde is, you know, people can be returning, people from your past, etc. And I don't, probably only a handful of you know about my story about my number plate with S444 Joy. But it's, you know, on my blog, on my website, and the pictures are there. The writing from my diary back in 2009 is there as proof. It showed up, and I thought I've seen it before, looked in my diary, and there it was. And that was a gold car with that. And then my sisters, they're twins, and the one was somewhere a couple of weekends ago, and she texted saying, OMG, guess what I've just seen? And she had seen the S444 Joy, but it was a burgundy CUV. Is it a CUV or CUB car? I don't know, whatever. And she told me where it was, and then I kept seeing number 7, because this is connected, I believe, to this mysterious, not mysterious guy, but this guy that I've seen decade after decade since I was young, and because he had a number 7 on his rugby shirt the last time I saw him, which was over 3 years ago. And then I tend to see his name a lot when he's coming in, and even one of these adverts said, oh, so and so hasn't shown up yet, but I'm sure he will soon. And then literally the next month, there he was right in front of me. But anyway, so she had seen it, and then my other sister, they're twins, yesterday text. I had hoped she'd actually had sent the up-to-date picture so I could show you, but it's not very clear at all, this one. This is all about, I'm telling you this because it's all about synchronicity, and yes, you can get synchronicity with fate, and you get synchronicity with, bear with me a minute, might not be able to show it you. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. And then she just said, like, zoom in to the picture, but oh, hang on a minute. Use both my but you can't see it. She's going to send me a better one, but you can see the 444, but it is S444 Joy. And this is the same car that my other sister saw, but obviously it's the same number plate, but now a different car. I need to know where she saw it, really, because then it will give me a clue as to what's going on. But no coincidence, I'm in the park. I have been asked out by this guy, and debating whether to go out with him or not. You know, his name is somebody that I had an awful relationship with, and I don't know if that's a message, so I'm having to be discerning as not to go there, because I did text this guy the one day, and I've never seen it before on my phone, but it said failed. And then as I was going in the park, I saw number 7, so it relates to this guy with the rugby shirt on. As I was going to text, there was two ladybirds flew on my top, and literally flew on me and then flew away, which is about wish fulfilled, the 9 of Cups. And then because the card about this guy was about reconciliation, so it meant somebody from my past was coming back when I was trying to get some guidance on it. And then when I was heading for the cinema on Sunday to see this person, I saw the number 7 again, and so it's like, so I don't know, but I don't think that's the right path. I think this S444 joy is to do with this other guy, and that might be happening and coming in. So, but anyway, I'm saying that because it's Venus retrograde, and people may come back, you know, whether you've had a relationship with them or not, but just in preparation. So we'll see what happens. Let it unfold naturally. Let's see what the cards want to say, because I'm babbling on. Oh, we've got the Chariot, and that is number 7 actually. It comes under number 7. The Chariot is all about your drive, your ambition, and taking charge, because, you know, he doesn't have any reins on these horses, and it looks as though, one, they're in the air in this picture, but it looks as though that one's going that one way and this one's coming this way. So it's about being in charge. Symbolically, it's about being in charge. You take charge, you know, you take charge, like I use me as an example. So it's about me taking charge. I see this person when I want to see them. I sense that, you know, because I said yes to go into the pictures, that they wanted to hold my hand, and that I thought, no, not going down that path, you know. So before, like years ago, I would just go along with it, but now I don't. I say, well, no, that's not for me right now. So it's all about being in charge of your life, being in charge of your love lives, and this is all about ambition and drive and moving forward, being on the right path. It is upright, so it is about being on the right path and knowing where you're going. I think knowing where you're going, and you can see there's a crest there, and this is the new moon. So you've got to know where you're going. Okay, you've got to know who you are, and you've got to know where you're going, because to the extent you can, of course, because you have power and you have powerlessness, which means, you know, that you can do what you can do, and then you don't have control over the rest. So, you know, you need to be in charge of your life, in charge of your direction. Don't worry about other people, even if you're in a relationship, you know, to that extent, don't worry about them. You just be focused on yourself and where you're heading and what you want from a relationship. 9 of Swords in the here and now. So around this full moon then, new moon, because obviously I'm doing it now. Yeah, this one's a bit later. I normally post, but like I said, that one knocked me for flipping 6. I had to do some healing myself. There's no point in offering up stuff when you know you need to do some healing yourself. And yeah, so I had to do my own healing, not focus on doing things for others. But yeah, you can take this card like 2 ways really. This can be like the drama queen, and oh, here we go, another drama, and whether it's you or whether it's somebody else, and it's like, oh, woe me. But then on a more serious level, it can represent, you know, depression, and but depression is suppression of one's feelings or emotions, really, emotions, and that, you know, you get locked in, you get locked into a grid, because this is like a grid, so you get locked into a grid in your thinking that then lays you on your back, because it was in Eat, Pray and Love, and where that guy Richard says to Liz, you know, control your thoughts, and then, you know, that's what you need to get control of, or that's what you need to be in charge of, is your thoughts. And if you can cultivate that, then, you know, that's like your meditation, that's like your spirituality. And so it's grabbing hold of those thoughts, negative thoughts, when they come in, and turning it around, because obviously the environment you don't have control over, and trusting in a higher power. So it is very much about you being in charge of your thoughts, not letting your thoughts being in charge of you, because you're just going to spiral. And this is like putting a barrier up at the window so nothing can get in. I mean, it's very much like, because she's got, I don't know if you can see there, but she's got a bite on her neck, which is from a vampire, and that's saying, like, you be in charge and put boundaries in place, because you know, this new moon, new beginnings. Be objective, be factual. To be in charge, don't bring emotions into it, and put your boundaries in place. Maybe there's some of you, or a few of you out there, that's not putting healthy boundaries in, and then, you know, you're allowing people to sap you. You're allowing people to you know, a vampire sucks the blood, sucks the life force out of you, and then you're drained. You know those sort of people. I hear it all the time, and you know, you literally feel drained. They've sapped you, and you know, I'm hearing it a lot. That, oh, I've been around that person. All it is drama, 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 and I literally feel tired and exhausted. They've just drained you. They've stolen your energy, especially if you have been like happy and feeling good about yourself, feeling good about life, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're like this, and then you're flat out. So you need to be in charge, okay, of people like that around you, or yourself, if it's your own thoughts that you need to bring in. And it's to do with a relationship, the Two of Cups. This will be sitting in the future when we place it down, but yeah, it's to do with the relationship. So, because there's got to be harmony. Libra energy is all about harmony and balance, and because they can be indecisive as well, because there's always another side to it. The Libra energy can be indecisive, and you need to be decisive and make a decision and make a choice. But because if you're sitting on the fence, then you're not really making a choice. I know I've got that fork in the road quite a few times, and but I just can't fathom it out. So, you know, what do you do? And then I've got round and round, going round and round. So obviously something I'm needing to learn. But anyway, I think it's to do with the cinema guy, and I think that would be going round and round. And I need to break that pattern, really. So yeah, this is to do with the union, a couple. You know, and but it's upright, and you know, they're sharing their love, they're sharing raising their glasses, raising a cup, and exchanging energies. But this is what you've got to be looking at, is this bit in the middle, because you don't get the harmonious relationship until you work in the here and now and what this is all about and how that's affecting you. And we've got the Ten of Swords, stabbing, you know, it's like being stabbed in the back. It's like exhaustion. But it is a 10 at the end of the day. You can't get any lower, because what comes next is the Ace of Swords. So, you know, this is the Ruin card. This is at your wit's end. This is the dark night before the dawn, and you know, the clearing of the ego that sabotages, but yeah, feeling stabbed in the back, and probably because of not being in charge, you know, and not making decisions, and to be on the right path, and being pulled in two different directions, because you get these cards are all not neutral, but it depends how you use them. But yeah, being pulled in two directions, that's going to drain you. And that's number 7. Something about number 7. But yeah, and this can be in the past, or being ambitious to the point it's drained you, you know, because it's very much the I am the will card, and so it could be being so ambitious, you know, you've got to that point, maybe needing to rebalance your life. You'd need to look at that. Heart of the matter. Well, it looks like, because this is the Page of Coins, which is Pentacles, which is, you know, very much about pages are messengers, but this one comes under usually education, and it's a page, so it's starting something new or studying something new, and that of course, if you are, or if it's to do with a child, it'll be different for different people. This would come under an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. You know, that might, because this is about keeping somebody up all night, worry and concerns. So if that was the scenario, you know, a youngster keeping you up, worrying, that could be anything to do like college, a new school, or it could be that, you know, you might be needing to go back to school, and educate yourself or study something, and that then might bring up worries and concern if you're already in your family unit, and to do with being in a partnership. We've got somebody, the Knight of Cups, we've got somebody offering a proposal. He is upright, so he's genuine, or she is genuine. It is a general reading, so it doesn't matter. Same-sex couples, it doesn't matter. You'll know. At the end of the day, you know, like I always say, you're the only one that knows everything that goes on in your life, and some of the messages might resonate, others might not, and that's okay. It might only be one little bit, but you know, but this is about you offering, or somebody offering you their cup, their love, and especially under the Two of Cups. You know, that's definitely you or somebody else making a suggestion, a proposal, you know, a date, going out on a date, or taking something to a next level. Very much the water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, but it doesn't have to be. But yeah, lovely person, nice with their words, and genuine, sensitive, and obviously he's the Knight, so the Knights take action, but look, he's paused at the river there, the emotions. He's paused. He's offering, but who's on the other side? We can't see, can we? Can't see. Oh, we've got a page again. So, newness, new moon, new beginnings, new way of being practical where love's concerned, new way of, well, this is somebody that, to me, this card is like somebody coming back from a journey, and pages and messengers. So this is like, it's like he's shouting out, and it's the fire, so it's enthusiasm and it's excitement and it's, you know, hey, I'm here. So it could be a phone call after going through a really hard time, and like I said, you know, going through the darkest time, the darkest night. And if I look at my fortune telling cards, and it's the owl, that's hearing the owl in the distance. And the further it gets away from you, the further you're getting away from, you know, these problems. And but this is someone coming back, and with a message of hope and enthusiasm. They've been on a journey, and now they want to share something. They've learned something, whoever this person's going to be. They've learned something, they've shared something, they want to share something with you. And the World card, that's completion. You or someone else is completing something. So that could be completing study, or completing a cycle, because this could be a new project also, but it'd be something in its early stages. But something, this energy is being completed. Maybe studying something new takes these anxieties and worries away, and that can be down to even reading a book. But something gets completed. Now on here, this is the 4 seasons. You know, you go through cycles. So we're now into autumn. So there's something like seasonal. Things are seasonal, you know, and cycles, cyclical. But someone's coming back. They've completed something. They've learnt something. Healed something, and they're coming back in, because this is about Saturn. It's a task. Saturn's about lessons and tasks. Saturn will set you tasks, and it's in Capricorn. So they will be very practical tasks, because it's in Capricorn. So very grounding tasks, like not all woo-woo, pie in the sky stuff. It would be very down to earth and very practical. And wholeness is about wholeness, and it's like, what's the word? This card can show up when you've gone through the whole flipping journey. You've gone through the whole set of the archetypes, the major arcana cards, from the Fool to the World, and you've learned something. And there you go. You go back to a new beginning, a new cycle. So this can be when, you know, soulmates meet, because they're complete. You feel complete. You feel authentic and who you are and comfortable in your skin. And of course, on a mundane level, it can mean travel, because it's about a world, so it can mean that as well. But yeah, it means wholeness and soulmates. That's the soulmate card, and you've got an offer here, or in the future you will have an offer. But we'll get some cards out and have a look, because this you know, the outcome is a new beginning. But this is like a spiritual awakening, and you're not the same anymore, and you can be more objective in your romantic relationships. You can be detached emotionally and then see fairness and work at what needs to be balanced, because you know you've learned through this and needing to be in charge of your thoughts, so that you've learned new tools, new skills now on how to balance those scales when they're out of balance, and that's either yourself or within a partnership. But if you're single, there's somebody coming in. There's definitely somebody coming in for you, and there's an offer. And I'd say this is a significant relationship, you know, especially for those that have been single for a long time, or it'll be like for those that are already in a couple, and they've been together maybe because it's two years, maybe there's an offer, a proposal, an engagement, as to why the Knight of Cups has shown up. But yeah, so you'd be taking it to another level, and then you'd be starting a new journey together on another level, because this is all about awakening and seeing something different and having the energy, the passion. This is all about passion, and like, it's like the horse at the gate where they race the horses, and they have that thing and then they lift it up. You know, they're having to bite on the bit because they're eager to go. They're eager to go, and you see them, especially here with the famous racing, you see them like this and getting in their place. They know. Anticipation is the word. There's anticipation and excitement and enthusiasm, because maybe this message gets you excited about a relationship, and it's like that passion and fire and lust and, well, all of it is just there, and it's ready to be explored. And you know, it's got the butterfly here, which is, you know, all about metamorphosis and transformation. And we do have Pluto that's a part of this reading. Maybe that's why it can be intensity. And I know I've been studying astrocartography as well as astrology, because I'm a student of astrology too. And I looked, and I can see that my where I live, where I've always lived mainly, is my Pluto line, which is the most intense one that you can get, and you know, you wouldn't suggest living there. But mine is, and it's all about transformation, and I'd rather work with it, because I probably have to come back another lifetime and do it, so I may as well do it this time. But my God, it has been that way. But yeah, there's passion, definitely passion with this couple, and somebody offering. That could even be, you know, offering to go out on a date and etc. But it's definitely about the family, and you know, what do you call it, passing down, happy family. And this is like the couple, the grandparents, and you know, oh joy, and the big house at the back, and you certainly don't have to worry. So this is the overall energy as to what's going on. So maybe this is what brings it into balance, because this is about legacy, family legacy, and that can be different for everybody, but that's not having to worry about money. Is the overall energy for this, is not having to worry about it. So maybe there's going to be some sort of change coming. But let's see what the fortune telling cards want to say as time goes on so quickly. Yeah, that's to do with you know, stability and security. So it's about being in charge of that and not being torn in two different directions. So you've got to be sure. You've got to be sure. Don't be in two minds, you know, around security, around family, and what it is that you want, what you know, what legacy you want. And that can be, you know, breaking these mental patterns and passing them down. But it is definitely, don't be pulled in two directions where your security is concerned. Because this is the ambitious card, so you've got to be in charge of that, okay? You've got to be in charge of it. And the heart of the matter, don't really know what that page is saying. Heart of the matter. Oh, what are you doing there? So this is the fox, right at the heart of the matter. But we'll see what the other cards are. This is a very mysterious card, as in like acting suspicious or cunning or crafty, you know, and it's to do with survival. So maybe there's going to be a message. And this is a practical, so a tangible message. We'll get some more cards out on that and see what it's telling us. And then in and around the environment. Right, well, this is the masculine. So either this person's keeping you up all night or is draining your energy, or the other way around. The other way around. Or, you know, he's causing drama, or that's how he's feeling. He's feeling depressed and trapped and lethargic, to do with security, ambition and drive, and obviously in work and providing for the family if you are in a couple. And there's the bird I said about earlier. There, that's the same bird. And this is about anxiety and nervousness around this partnership, and worrying about it. And if you're single, you're either worrying about, well, is it ever going to happen? Is it ever going to come in? Because it's the future. Or if you're in a couple, you're also worrying about it. Is it going to survive? Are we going to last? Because of the Justice card. What's fair for you? What's fair for me? It's about being on the same page, isn't it? But you need to calm down these worries, because that's not going to be healthy at all for the relationship. Yeah, that's definitely about the mind, because it's the clouds, about the mind, and seeing things gloomy, because of the past, seeing things gloomy, and going by what's happened in the past, and literally, you know. And yeah, if you've been stabbed in the back, but with betrayal, being cheated on, or whatever, by whomever, you know, that then triggers that cycle off. That one thought then triggers the whole thing off, either about a male partner or the masculine, or that's how he's feeling. But you know, there is the sun there, so that there is a silver lining. 10, you've got, like I said, you can't go any further. You will get to the ace, but you have to go through the dark night of the ego to change these thinking patterns. And it's obviously to do with drive and ambition and security. Oh, but this is the key to success. Is this lovely Knight of Cups. So whatever he's going to be offering you, and it's going to be offered in different ways to different people in different situations, but this is the key to success. And this, either you behave in this way, or someone behaving that way towards you, but there's an offer going to be put on the table. And that Venus in Scorpio, which Scorpio is very intense energy, and clearing the crap out energy is Scorpio, and that is in Venus is in retrograded in it, so that might be coming into play. But yeah, but see, this is a silver linings. No, if it was the sun, it would be silver lining. But there's that your dreams have bright hopes. Your dreams do. So are you imagining things worse than what they are? You know, is your mind playing tricks on you? Because the moon is all about, play tricks on you. Like, it can be deceptive, because what looks one way at night time looks totally different in the daytime. But this is all about good fortune and somebody coming in and offering something. But you also, because if we look at it this way, you've also got to be careful, because you get them two together. That's a bit of a warning. Be very careful of maybe accepting an offer. So might be around this new moon, you know. Is there some falseness around that? You're going to have to be very, very discerning about what that is for you. But this completing something, something coming to its completion, is going to be healthy for you, because this card's all about vitality, health, and feeling strong. So, and that can even be because this is all about travel and taking a trip. So that could even be that you know, for some it might be that you'd need to, but that's more somebody coming back from a journey, because they're coming back with a message, something about an opportunity. But then you're going to have to be very discerning, because of these down here, and that usually says together, you know, probably better off not accepting it. But it's not the full moon. Oh, there we go. This usually is to do with foreign affairs, but that is the key to a solution, maybe in the future, regarding a relationship. Because that's the key, the proposal, this Knight. So we get some more cards out on him. But they're both nature, tree and a mountain, very, very rock solid. That's, well, it's a new beginning, so that could be about something foreign or abroad, something that's rock solid. Mountain, spiritual, that's very spiritual, like a spiritual awakening. Let's have a look It's all around happiness, a return of happiness. So for those of you that have been, and it's to do with them, family, you know, it's what most people want, is a happy family life, and you know, love, and to be financially secure, etc., to be happy. Yeah, that fox. Let's take a look at the fox. What some clarity cards on the fox, please, Spirit. The full moon one's going to be late now because unless I can get it done, ready to be posted, but I'll see. Oh, well, it's to do with the Ace of Wands, which can be an enterprise because it's a new beginning, a new creative project. So it's usually to do with work, but it's on here, and that's something could be to do with education or study, or that could be to do with a child, you know, because that can represent children. And then we've got the Knight of Wands also, so it's to do with him, which can be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. But they're not mature, you see, because but we've got the Knight of Cups show up in reverse. What I'm getting from that is because of those two cards there, I don't know what it will be for you, because it will be different, but that's usually you're better off refusing a proposal of some kind or a proposition. But it would be to do with work. It would be to do with work, and maybe this fire sign, if this is a character, which would be Leo's, what we're doing, fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Maybe if you accepted that, then it would put this, which has got success on, this water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, which it's got the key to, maybe it would put him in reverse. And then for some of you, you've got to be discerning, he might be in disguise as that, but really he's that, because that's somebody not to be trusted in reverse. Or it could be for some of you, two people might be asking you out, or you know. But right, what's the time? Let's have a look, see what the angel cards want to say, the romance angel cards want to say. Personal reading, we'd go through all of the cards and go a bit deeper and see what was going on, but that's what the personal ones are for. So if you need any help. Oh, what was I saying about reconciliation? I did feel like more like the Venus retrograde entering in as well. Now, reconciliations can be anything from unfinished business. You've got something that needs completing, something, and then you're going to feel better about it once it has. And maybe to do with this chappy up here. But yeah, and that can be family members too, because we do have that at the bottom. So if there's something that needs to be healed in the family, within the family, and that does come under legacy, and something be objective for something to be rebalanced, if it is to do with any inheritance or property, then you know you've got to consider that also. So it can be a family member. It doesn't always have to be romantic, but we do that's what that could be. And maybe one proposal you might need to say no to, or the couple might need to say no to, and be objective and work on it to get a fairness that's for both of you. But definitely someone's from your past is returning to your life Now that could be anybody, but it also could be obviously a romantic partner. But whoever it is, you're going to be experienced like the honeymoon stage. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So I would say that there's always a honeymoon period, isn't there? If you just meet someone new, it's called the honeymoon period. Or if you've been in a relationship, you know, and there's been a separation and you don't want it to get to the divorce stage or the final stage, then, you know, maybe you reconcile after being separated and see whether you can get back on the same page, or whether you have to go down the path of, you know, it being final. So there's always a choice to be made. But the key here is, and what the whole purpose of this reconciliation is, because you're needing to do things and think differently, is about letting go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. I mean, that is the key to success, is to be that Knight of Cups who comes with genuine care and love and unconditional love. In reverse it would be conditional, but unconditional love, so that things can be healed, really. And the honeymoon period means, you know, letting go of all this control and the seeing a relationship in the way you think it needs to be. So that's the purpose of this reconciliation, whoever that is for you. Let's see if you want to pause your video and then ask your question. Sometimes it just doesn't match, but the most important message. See, when it does that, it says no, but that could be no exclamation mark to do with this bit here. That's what I was saying. You might have to say no to something to get something else. I don't know if that makes sense for you, but they're saying at the bottom, look, no need to worry. You'll know why. You'll know why. You will get the answer. And let's end with a nice whisper of love. What would you like to whisper to us? Oh, true love. Oh my goodness, true love. Well, you know, true love, this love is once in a lifetime love, but it feels as though there's going to be a test because of this Venus retrograde as well, that's obviously playing its part. It feels like there's going to be a test, so you're going to have to be very discerning. This relationship is part of your life's plan. Unconditional love is easier said than done, hence why the control issues, because then you're getting into codependency. Remember the love aspect of your partnership, which is getting back to the honeymoon stage, you know, before the control issues start and wanting things a certain way. Remember the love aspect of your partnership. If it is a soulmate relationship, the connection will be 50-50 and almost perfectly balanced. And there you go. Those are your messages for your love relationship for this new moon in Libra, October the 8th. 2019. And let's just see quickly the last card. How does the universe have our back around this time? Right, there you go. And that comes back to that, really. So true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. So instead of, otherwise you're not going to experience true love. You create true love. It just doesn't happen, because otherwise, you know, you get back into control issues otherwise, and then you try and make things happen or whatever, and you've got to feel what lives below the triggers, is what they're saying for this new moon. There we go. I do hope those messages help. Please like, share and subscribe, and then the details for readings are below, and you can visit my website. All the information's there. There we go. Lots of love. Namaste.